What's up guys, Blade Master here bringing you another online battle replay in Total War Attila. In this matchup I have taken the Vandals and my opponent has taken the Franks. So the Vandals are a very interesting faction. They have a couple of units that are not that are basically unique to them, and I've brought those units specifically just to test them. I've brought the Noble Suebi Swordsman. I haven't brought the Vandal Berserkers, but the Noble Suebi Swordsmen look really interesting and they look like a very powerful unit. I've brought a total of 4 of them. Very elite tier, 900 talents. You're spending a ton of money on a melee infantry unit, which in this state of the game isn't the wisest choice. But I think in these guys' defense, they are probably one of the best units. Just looking at the stats, very heavy melee infantry, poor melee attack, but excellent weapon damage. I think 14 of that 50 melee damage is armor piercing. Excellent armor, excellent health, excellent morale. They even have the encourageability. They have 2 javelin volleys of throwing axes, so they've got everything working for them. I brought a total of 4 of them, and I've got a Germanic Noble, the cheapest general, that I've kept in the middle of my left flank, so that and I've kept them behind my cavalry, and I've behind my cavalry because I've got a brace general, so I was just going to put the brace ability on my Germanic horsemen, whom you can see here, and let them charge in, which will give them a bonus versus cavalry. So I brought a total of 4 Germanic pikes. I've also brought a total of 4 Germanic archers behind them, and I've brought a total of 4 Germanic horsemen and 1 Alani cavalry on my left flank, and 1 Germanic horseman and 1 Noble Alani cavalry on my right flank. No, it looks like the same. I've mirrored the same. So if you guys were wondering what's going on in the Steam messages, I should let you guys know I'm planning to hold a flash tournament. Diplomat is planning to hold another flash tournament. I'm not really sure if we're just going to do the same thing, but maybe it'll be on Sunday or Monday. We're definitely going to hold one on Sunday, but I might just hold another one maybe Monday or Tuesday, just like 8 players, very small, fun tournament. The reason I want to do that is because I want to have a different set of rules. I want to have a max 6. It's going to be basically the same thing as the Beta Flash, which has a max 6 cavalry limit and max 4 pikes limit. And obviously, I think it's max 2 Tegmata limit, or maybe just Tegmata will be banned completely. But for my tournament, it'll be the same for almost all factions, like max 6 cavalry, max 4 pikes. But for Assassinids, I want to have them. I want to have a max 8 cavalry rule for them because they have such poor cavalry and they seem like such an awesome faction to play that no one is going to use them in tournaments. But I want people to use them in tournaments, which is why I want to give them a little boost. So max 8 cavalry for Assassinids and maybe max 10 cavalry for the Huns, just so that we can see more cavalry usage from them. But let me know what you guys think of those rules, and if you'd be interested in participating in that tournament. So besides them, yeah, let's get back to the match. So 4 Noble Suebi Swordsmen. My opponent has brought 3 Germanic pikes and a couple of Germanic bows. So these units have poorer range, which is why I was able to get an initial javelin or archer volley off on them. He's also brought a total of 3 Noble Germanic swords, Germanic horse on and 1 Germanic lancer on his right flank, and 2 Noble Germanic horse and 1 Germanic lancer on his left flank. He's also moved all of his infantry to the side because he can see that, you know, I've got these Noble Suebi swordsmen behind my line, so he needs to bring his melee infantry to protect them as well. So he's brought a total of 1 Noble Germanic swordsman and a couple of sword hairband, and yeah, that's the same. No, and 3 sword hairband on his right flank. So the sword hairband, they look very nice, but the problem is their armor is terrible. Their morale is really bad, and their morale also. Sorry, their health is really bad, and their morale is just about decent. Compare that to my Noble Suebi Swordsmen. Of course, these Noble Suebi Swordsmen cost a lot more, but that melee damage is just brilliant. I need to look at the database to see if it brings a bonus versus infantry. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. And he's also got a Frankish general, 2nd level general. That he's kept as his general unit. So Germanic bows here, just trading volleys with my Germanic archers. I'll obviously win that engagement, but it's going to take a while. So let's see what's going to go on. In terms of the cavalry engagement, he has a definitive advantage. He's got 3 elite tier cavalry, not to mention a couple of lancers, so a couple of shock cavalry as well. But I have a definitive edge in the infantry front, so it just depends on how well I can protect my infantry, and if I can get them into the cavalry engagement soon enough to try and kill them off, because it's just going to be a huge blob. So okay, he's just moving slowly here with his Noble Germanic swords. Oh, that's because I've got slow motion on. Okay. So I've charged in with my Noble Alani cavalry against his Noble Germanic swords. Immediately going to just charge in with my Noble Suebi Swordsman as well. Over here, it doesn't look like I'm paying attention. I've focused on the other side of the battle, and he's getting a clean charge here onto my Germanic Swordsman or Germanic Horseman. So yeah, this cavalry flank is not going to go well, but I've got these Noble Suebi Swordsmen in such close proximity that they'll be able to support that battle much quicker than his more inferior sword hairband. So Germanic horse dying to his Noble Germanic horseman, throwing axes being thrown by the sword hairband. I think it probably caused a lot of friendly fire as well. And my support was just a bit quicker than his, which probably makes a big difference. Here you can see what I've done. I've just put a pike unit up right in front of this little engagement here, so that he can't bring his sword hairband to try and support. But unfortunately, I set an attack order on these sword hairband, so these Germanic pikes, it looks like some of them have set their pikes down. So basically, he's just holding off some of his units, which is pretty good for me, because it just means that his melee infantry won't be able to support that battle. So his Noble Germanic horse are starting to die now, just simply because of the Noble Suebi Swordsman coming in to protect. Getting some shots off with my Germanic archers onto the Germanic lancers, and over here this Germanic horseman is dying to his sword hairband. But in general, I think it's going to take a while. Oh, this Noble Suebi Swordsman though, dying very quickly to this rear charge from the Germanic Lancer. They got a ton of kills over there. But this Noble Suebi Swordsman is trying to rack up the kills. They will obviously destroy that sword hairband. My Germanic archers not doing too well. His Frankish general though, they are in the middle of a very sticky situation. My Noble Alani cavalry, I think, is going to fight up against them. My Noble Suebi Swordsman is fighting up against them, that's for sure, and one of my Germanic horsemen is also fighting up against them. So Frankish general is starting to die, getting a few casualties already. As the middle is just a stalemate here. My general is fighting up against his pikes. My flank is kind of collapsing, but these Noble Suebi Swordsmen will probably hold up pretty well. They've even got oh, I thought they had the headhunt ability. I don't think they do. I'm catching his Noble Germanic horseman there with my depleted Germanic horse. His Frankish general have lost quite a few units, and you can see the Noble Suebi Swordsman already getting a single experience shot round. Look at the number of kills they got on that Frankish general just from their thrown axes, getting so many kills simply because of that excellent... Oh, there we go, general is dead, mainly because of the thrown axes. So yeah, these units are just brilliant. Because of the thrown axes, they can just, even one precursor thrown axe volley will just destroy any general. And, that's a pretty decisive blow for my opponent. Germanic horse here starting to waver against his Noble Germanic Swordsman. Don't be confused by their name. They aren't very noble at all. They're just 450 talent units. Very solid units, but at the end of the day, they're pretty low tier. Here, my Germanic archer is trying to fire into his Noble Germanic horseman. Now that their HP is down, I think my archer volleys will probably do quite a bit of damage. And yeah, it's concentrated fire from 2 or 3 Germanic archers, and that's, yeah, you can see a lot of them have already started to die. They are chasing after my Germanic Nobles general though, who've done a really good job just killing off some of the pikes. I've meanwhile killed off his Germanic bows, and I'm in a perfect position to rear charge some of his pikes, who are basically in a deadlock against my pike units. So yeah, Germanic pikes here getting rear charged, and already the morale penalty from losing their general is going to be pretty big. Turned around my Germanic pikes just so that he might just charge in pretty foolishly, but he hasn't. He's going to catch my Germanic archers here, but his units are pretty depleted, and against fire volleys they're really not going to do too much. So close victory to me. My Germanic archers did pretty decently. My Noble Suebi Swordsman did brilliantly though. I really like these units. Double experience shot round on both of them. The thrown axes really add a pretty big component to their stats. I'll do a unit review on these guys soon and go more in depth into their stats very soon. So let me know what you guys think of those tournament rules. Max 8 cavalry for Sassanids, max 10 cavalry for Huns, maybe a little buff for Western Roman Empire, although I'm not really sure about that. But any suggestions for tournaments, let me know, and see you guys soon. Peace.